What's up, guys? How are you doing? We are back here with another stock video for you, and today we are talking about BMNR, guys. I've been doing a lot of due diligence on this stock recently, and there's some very interesting things about what I'm seeing from this company. So most importantly, the man, the myth, the legend, Tom motherfucking Lee is the chairman of this company, guys. They just IPO'd recently. I think it was only 2 days ago, and the stock has went from $4, the IPO price, all the way to 70. It's now at about 43 and change. So clearly the demand is there. And now at 43 and change, it's still up about 500 to 800%, depending how you do your math. So clearly there is some demand for this company. But why? Is Tom Lee being the chairman really enough? I will say Tom Lee is probably the most respected Wall Street insider there is. So that's already a good sign. But that alone is not enough to just get the ball going on the stock, guys. Let's talk about other things about the company. They are really the first ever official public Ethereum trust company, guys. They're basically doing what MicroStrategy and MicroSailor is doing, the Bitcoin trust type thing, but with Ethereum. So that's kind of what they're doing, or maybe treasury is a better word to use. Whether it's a treasury or a trust, you know what I'm trying to say. They basically are going to dilute themselves. Hopefully not too much, but they will dilute themselves to solely purchase Ethereum. It's a little bit different than the Bitcoin strategy, because Bitcoin, the blockchain, it's really a proof of work type network, but Ethereum is a proof of stake. So while Ethereum has that, and I think that's a lot better, Michael Sawyer's Bitcoin thing, having more coins doesn't actually directly contribute to getting more value, besides just hoarding the coins and hoping over time. But when you're like Tom Lee and you're actually going to hoard Ethereum because it's proof of stake, what that means is as they get more and more, their claim to the network, the stability of the network, their control over the network grows and grows and grows. The reason why that's important is because you want to have a say over what Ethereum decides to do in the future, how it proceeds to go. Also, you want the stronger the network is, right, the more people that are going to use it, and the more payout you will get. So the more Ethereum you have, the more staking you can do, because it's the more you're going to have, the more you're going to hold, etc. So it's a flywheel. It's a never-ending flywheel, so to speak. I'm not an expert at crypto, but this is my understanding of how the technology works in this particular situation. What's also very interesting about this, guys, they're going to be buying, I think, $250 million worth of Ethereum in this first run. Also, guys, there's something called the Founders Fund, and the Founders Fund is some of the top Wall Street investors that got in at the bottom here. So yes, so they got the best pricing. They probably got that $4 pricing. Whether it's Michael Berry, I think, got on there, and all of Tom Lee's friends. And Tom Lee has a lot of friends. So you're going to have Wall Street backing. And with Wall Street backing, you're going to have a really powerful vehicle here for investment. It's going to really help the company in the short term and the long term. And it definitely differentiates itself from Michael Sawyer's MicroStrategy, which is mostly retail. Not 100% retail, but it's mostly retail. Also, Tom Lee is a lot more of a stable genius than Michael Sawyer, who is questionable demeanor and questionable things that man says sometimes has me wondering whether that man is on methamphetamines or not. I hate to say it, but sometimes you really have to think about stuff like that. And also another thing about that guy, Michael Sawyer, in the 90s, he went bankrupt. His public company went bankrupt in the dot-com bubble. So how good of a businessman is he if he's already guided one company to bankruptcy? Tom Lee hasn't done that. Tom Lee has been using his company, fund strat, whether it's his ETF, the granny shots, now the BMNR here, guys. So it's, I really like what Tom Lee is doing. He's the perma bull. You see him on CNBC. He's the silent assassin, guys. It's hard to go wrong with this company. Obviously, the fundamentals for now are insanity. The PE ratio is insane. So you really can't use such traditional metrics as that. You have to use hope and feelings and predictions and gut feelings and stuff like that. And I do think this company here will probably get to 100. I think it'll pull a circle. Remember, Circle in the end is an ERC20 token that runs on Ethereum, guys. Let's not forget about that. Ethereum has the largest and most active community working on it. Vitalik, the founder of the company, who people say I look like, sort of. He is a billionaire, and he is incentivized through all the Ethereum coins he has to continue working on the company. While Bitcoin is the Wild West, it has not been approved upon directly in any way, shape, or form. You've had forks and other coins, but not Bitcoin itself. I do think over time people will realize through the stablecoin adoption and Ethereum that Bitcoin is not that important. Like, it's not that important. Yes, it has value. It's a digital gold. Something Tom Lee says will persist even with this. But in the end, gold does have utility. You can break down gold and you can use it in cell phones. You can use it in watches. You can use it in a wide variety of things. It looks beautiful, but it does have some utility. Bitcoin has no utility. It's extremely expensive to move around. It's non-tangible. It is non-fungible, which is a good thing. But the blockchain it runs on is highly inefficient, and it's only good for people who want to hoard it, not actually using it, because there's no practical use cases for it. While Ethereum has gas prices, although they have been coming down, because you have an active founder, an active community working towards proof of stake. It used to be proof of work, just like Bitcoin, but they quickly realized that's not the feature of this, and now it's proof of stake, which is also good for Wall Street because they can buy billions of tokens, and all of a sudden they got a seat at the table, right? It's pretty much like having a table at the board of directors because of how much of a stock you own, right? It's essentially like that. In the end, I do think, and I'm kind of going off topic, but I think it's good to understand fundamentally how crypto works and how Ethereum works. And, in the end, investing in Ethereum's price, I think, is a very good thing. Tether uses it. Circle uses it. A lot of these other stablecoins are going to be on Ethereum in the end. You're not going to be on Solana. The Trump coin was on Solana. The petrodollar weird thing they had in Argentina, then the Malay coin, whatever the hell it was, that too was on Solana. And Solana's where you go for scams. But if you want real tangible crypto projects, Ethereum has once again proven that it's the place to be. I will say the Ethereum token value over time has been pretty flat over the 5 years, and that's mostly attributed to gas costs. I feel like gas costs have been so high, it's been hard to use it, plus Solana's emergence and other cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin's emergence as well is becoming more of a proof of value for rich people. But I do think Ethereum is undervalued and is primed for a ginormous takeoff, which I think we're going to see in the near future, guys. So this is my opinion. I know this is more than just a BMND review, but I do, for all those reasons, like the company, although its fundamentals make no sense, and that's okay. You gotta have vision in this market, guys. You can't just look at the numbers and paint a full picture. There's more than that. There's intangibles, stuff like that. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, favorite, put on the notification bell, and please turn off the Adblocker. I would really appreciate that. Otherwise, guys, make sure you check out my website, pbosonline.com. All of my news content is on there. All of my reviews are on there for free without any ads, including this video here without any ads. I have a professional photo gallery where you could buy professional grade photos for yourself. And, I took the pictures, I edited the pictures, and I paid for the site to get that feature and all that great stuff. So make sure you check that stuff out. And yeah, I have written reviews of some of the products I've reviewed in the past. And also I have news articles, guys. I like to make news articles on a variety of topics, including parts of videos. Like, for example, I made a video about Robinhood's new Buy Now, Pay Now feature that through the credit card. I made a written article on my website about it, and it was first of its kind. The video was also first of its kind too. So I kind of broke the news on that to the public and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's all I had to say. Thank you and bye.